Hello everyone, welcome to the Kiki London YouTube channel. My name is Amanda. In today's video, we are going to create a set of snowflake nails featuring cat's eye gel polish and some isolated chrome. So I really hope you all enjoy watching. Now to start off, I'm going to be doing this set on my own nails. I have applied my tips, gave them a buff so that we've got a matte surface to work on top of. Now we're going to jump straight in with a cat's eye gel polish base. So I'm going to be using the beautiful Champage Silk. Now I wanted a really kind of like wintry feel for this set, but not your classic winter where there's lots of blues or whites. I wanted to do something a little bit different, so that's why I felt as though the Champage Silk would be a really pretty color for this. As you can see, it's kind of like a rosy pink shade. It's got that hint of champagne kind of pearlescent effect to it, which I really love. So I'm going to go in and apply one coat of this as a normal color. We're not going to use the magnet to create any cat's eye effect on this first coat. Now with my cat's eye gel polish, I like to come in and apply it as close to the cuticle area as possible with the bottle brush, but then I will go in with my stripe liner brush to get a little bit closer and to create a neater cuticle line. Where this has a pearlescent effect in it, you need to keep it quite smooth to make it look even, if that makes sense. So what I like to do is go in with a small amount on my brush so that then I can brush over the nail a couple of times to get that even effect in the pearl effect without having to add any additional gel polish. So I'm going to go in and do that on all four nails, and then we're going to switch to using the stripe liner brush to go around the cuticle area. Now really quickly, I wanted to say Happy New Year to you all. I really hope you all had a wonderful Christmas break. I can't believe we are already in 2026. But at the same time, I cannot wait to see what comes from Kiki London this year. I'm sure we're going to have lots of new launches to share with you all. So let's kick this video off by letting me know in the comments below what you would like to see from Kiki London this year, because all your feedback, all your product suggestions, it does get taken on board with the team. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you want to see for 2026 from Kiki London, or if there are any video suggestions for the channel you would like to see, hit me up with them as well. Now once I've gone in, or let's go back to the nails, once I've gone in around that cuticle area with the stripe liner brush, you can see it kind of changes the effect of the gel polish where it has these magnetic particles in it, where it's got that pearlescent effect. So what I like to do is go in with my bottle brush and just smooth that out, not adding any additional gel polish. I'd wiped my brush, so then I've got a nice smooth first coat laid down. We're going to cure that for 30 seconds, and then on the second coat we're going to take the Kiki London magnet to create our cat's eye effect. Now you can play around with the cat's eye gel polish range as much as you like. It's a very versatile product. Now I'm using it here in two coats of just this one color, but you can come in with whichever shade of gel polish you would like underneath, and then just do one coat of the cat's eye gel polish to kind of get that cat's eye effect over different color bases. For example, if you go over a black base with just one coat of this color, it looks quite different to over a white base or over a pink base. So they are really unique gel polishes to work with. I kind of wanted to just use this for its true color in today's video, so that's why I've just done two coats. Now another thing I love about these is they work really well over the rubber color bases as well. So if you're wanting to do an overlay or a short extension, you can come in with the rubber base and then go in with your cat's eye gel polish, and the pinky nudes from the rubber color bases give you a nice base for under these colors. Of course, because I was just coming straight on top of tips today, I did skip the base coat application. So on to what we're doing at the moment. We're going to come in, apply our second coat of gel polish as normal, getting it as smooth and as even as possible, and then whilst that's wet, I'm going to go in with my magnet, play around with it, and as you can see, it's going to move that gel polish, the particles in that gel polish around, and create this stunning effect. Now with these particular ones, it kind of moves the pearlescent effect. So the pearlescent effect moves with the magnet, and then it gives you this nice more solid jelly base underneath, and for this particular colour I felt as though it was just perfect for that wintry look. Now when I'm doing this, I usually go in, do all 4 nails, play around with my magnet on each one, and then I'll pop them into cure. This way you can, if you don't like the effect you've created or you want to change it up, you can, to just kind of reactivate the gel polish, you want to just wipe over with your brush. So wipe off as much product as you can from your bottle brush, go over the nail again, and it kind of resets that the magnetic particles, so you could go back in with your magnet and play around. And of course I'm just doing simple swooshes, as this is kind of like my favorite look with the cat's eye gel polishes, but you can play around with them as much as you want and create different designs. I think we've done some kind of ombre effects on the channel before, where we've held the magnet at the tip of the nail and pushed all those particles down towards the cuticle area, and that creates a really fun effect as well. So this is what the nails were looking like. I just went back in on the ring finger to move that around a little bit and get it a little bit more of that swoosh how I wanted it. Now I absolutely love how they're looking, so I'm going to get these in to cure, so everything's going to be frozen in place. And these are just, it's just such a stunning shade. Now I wanted this as my base for some isolated chrome. I really love layering up different nail art designs, so before doing our chrome you're going to need to go in with a matte top coat. Now I really love this step as well, because it shows you guys what the cat's eye gel polish looks like with a matte effect, which is quite different, because obviously where we've got those pearlescent effects going on, it does work quite well glossy, but it's a really unique effect when you come in and make them matte. So I do like how some of these shades in this collection look matte as well. We will be remaking these glossy further along in the video. Just for our isolated chrome we need a matte surface. So with the Kiki London No Wipe matte top coat, as you can see, it goes on glossy, and then once it's cured it gives the most softest velvet matte finish. It is absolutely beautiful, especially if you love a matte look. But I use it quite a lot for techniques like this, with isolated chrome, with chrome stamping, certain designs where you need that matte surface rather than buffing the gel polish or applying a clear top coat and then buffing. I always find it a lot easier to apply a matte first. Now as you can see, you still catch that cat's eye effect with the matte top coat. Magical. I think it looks absolutely magical. I love it. But now what I'm going to do, I want these to be super smooth, so I'm coming over with the 180 grit side of the Kiki London buffer, and I'm just going to very gently go over the entire surface of the nail. This stops your chrome sticking in any areas that you don't necessarily want it to. Now the matte top coat does do that anyway, but I feel like this quick step with the buffer just really eliminates having to do any kind of cleanup. All I'm going to do is go in, do my chrome, and then brush away the excess, and we're done. Now I did just wipe over them with some alcohol to remove any of that dust from buffing, and then we have our chromes. So I'm going to be using 3 colors from the Mirror Chrome range. We have got the silver, the purple, this is such a stunning shade, and the blue. I really love how the blue and the purple look together. I've done them in similar designs together before. Now for this design we're going to be doing some snowflakes and kind of just like some swooshes going across the nail. So I'm going to use the dotting tool and my strap liner tool, and then for my gel to apply the chrome to, I'm going to use the black gel paint. And I'm using the black gel paint because it's black, so it's nice and dark, and it really makes those mirror chromes pop. If you want a softer look, you can do this in white. I do believe there's a recent video where we've done some isolated chrome using the white gel paint, and it just gives a softer effect. But for this particular design, I wanted that mirror chrome to really pop, so we're going in with the black. And then the other reason why I use the gel paint is because this cures tack free, and to apply your chrome you need a tack free finish. So a lot of the time, if you're watching any videos on the channel where I'm doing a full chrome nail, you'll see that I go in with the no wipe top coat, cure it, and then we burnish the chrome into that cured no wipe top coat. So when you're wanting to do it for nail art purposes, the gel paints are perfect because they cure tack free. So on this first nail we've gone in and applied our dots, and we're going to do a fairly simple snowflake. So I've dotted down all of my dots, and then I'm swapping to my striped liner brush and just dragging through them, going outwards, so the points of the snowflake pull through those little dots and create that beautiful effect. And I really love how simple this is to do, but how pretty it pops. Now what I wanted to do in this isolated chrome design was go in with the different color chrome. So I don't want this snowflake to be all one color, and we're going to follow that through on all of the nails as well. So as you can see there, once I've finished up my design, now you can paint on any design you like with the gel paints. You can go as extravagant or as simple as you like. You're then going to pop that in to cure for 60 seconds, and then to apply my chromes, I always like to use a silicone tool. So I'm going to take some chrome on that silicone tool and just start rubbing it in to the cured gel paint. Now I went in with the blue, cleaned off my silicone tool just on a dry lint free pad, then into the purple and then into the silver, just giving it a good rub each time. Did pick up a little bit too much silver there, but we're then going to go in with the clean side of the silicone tool and kind of just rub all of them together so that we know everything is stuck down. Then I'm going to take my Kiki London dust brush and dust away all of that excess chrome, and as you can see, it's not stuck to anywhere else on the nail apart from where we've wanted it to on the snowflake. Now it's really important when you are doing the dusting step that you use a soft brush, because we haven't top coated that chrome. So if you go in with a too hard brush, like a bristle brush, it will dig into the gel paint and the chrome, and then it will leave the finish not looking as smooth. So to get that super smooth chrome finish, I do find the silicone tool burnishes it in and gives you that beautiful effect, but then going in with a soft brush kind of pushes any excess chrome away, but then also helps it stick to any areas you might have missed. So I do like to rub over with it a few times. Now on this, now we're going to go in and do the same snowflake. I just made it more in the center and slightly bigger. So to make it slightly bigger, you're simply going to go in with either larger dots or more dots. So we've gone for a few more dots on this one, and then that same technique, going in with our dotting tool to create our dots, and then just pulling out from the center towards the edges. And I just really loved how these looked over the cat's eye base, because when you move the nails in the light, it catches the light in different ways. You're picking up that magnetic effect, but then you're picking up the chrome, and I just thought it was a really pretty design for winter. If you are wanting something a little bit more colorful from the icy blues and whites, I loved how this snowflake looked. I loved how it took over so much of the surface of the nail, and how quick and easy it is to do with the gel paints. The reason why chrome is a lot easier with the gel paints as well is because they don't run. So especially when you're working over a matte surface, you can paint on quite intricate designs with them, and you're not going to have that run-in or bleeding effect that you sometimes get when you do any kind of hand painting with gel polish. It is really important that you cure this for 60 seconds so it is fully cured before you go in and start burnishing on your chrome powders. Now like I mentioned, I always like to use the silicone tool. If you don't have the silicone tool, each of the chrome powders do come with a little applicator, kind of like a little eyeshadow applicator, or if you prefer, you can use your gloved finger. I do find if I haven't got a silicone tool, then a gloved finger gives me that super smooth finish like a silicone tool would. Now sticking with the gel paints, I'm just going to do 2 simple swooshes across each nail, because I didn't want to draw too much attention away from those snowflakes, but I didn't want to leave these 2 nails plain. So we're going to do simple swooshes on here, and then I went in on the thumbnail and we're going to do slightly more intricate snowflake. So I'm painting down my little swooshes first of all with the gel paint. Now at this step, if you make any mistakes with your design and you're not happy with how it's looking, you can simply wipe this off with some alcohol. So you can play around with it, clean it up as much as you need to, and then once you're happy with it, pop it in to cure. Now I was going to do these little swooshes one color, but I felt as though I might as well stick with the multicolor look that we've got going on. So I'm going to use all 3 colors. So on this one, going in with the silver, and then the blue, and then the purple. And I'm just very gently cleaning that silicone tool off in between, just so that we can get the pop of each color. Otherwise they might mix together, which that look does look quite pretty. It just depends on the design you're going for. It can be quite tricky to pick up a small amount of the chrome powder, so you're kind of better off dipping into your chrome powder and then just tapping your silicone tool a few times to tap off any of that excess, and then as always giving it a good dust with the dust brush. I then did decide to swap around the colors on this one, so we're going to go in with the purple first, then the blue, and then the silver, just using a little bit of each one. Another thing that I haven't done with the chromes on the channel in a little while is the kind of like negative space designs with the chrome powders, where you apply the chrome to the entire nail and then paint on your design with top coat, and then when you cure your top coat and wipe off the excess chrome, it just leaves in the sealed in design. So let me know if that's something you would like to see. Now on the thumb, I started out doing a basic snowflake. So as you can see, I've got the 2 lines crisscrossing, but then what I'm going to do differently on this one is in between each line, instead of putting 1 dot, I'm going to put 2, and we're going to kind of make these like little commas. But I'm going to start off doing the first part of just dragging through from the center outwards to create that basic look snowflake. Now the great thing about the snowflakes is there are so many different designs out there. I would recommend maybe screenshotting a picture from Instagram or having a reference picture to follow along with, because it makes it a little bit easier when you're trying to work out where to place your dots down. So then once we've got that basic center parts done, I'm then going in with those other little dots and just flicking them in towards one another. Like I said, they kind of look like little apostrophes or little commas, and then what we're going to do is drag another line through those. So I'm just taking a little bit of gel paint on my stripe liner brush just to connect them up so they're not just randomly floating in the center of the nail. And I felt as though this one just looked, it was still really simple to do, but looked a little bit more intricate than the other two. And I was just having so much fun playing around with the chrome. Originally the thumbnail was going to stay plain cat's eye, but I was like, no, I'm having way too much fun with the chrome. So on this one I didn't pick up, and I didn't clean off my silicone tool from the silver to the pink. So what happened was I went into the pink, but the silver was like there, so you didn't pick up as much pink on this one as I liked. So that's why it's really important to clean off your silicone tool gently between each nail, each color, sorry. Now on this one, it did have a little bit of excess chrome still stick to the tip part of the thumb where I hadn't buffed well enough, so I did just go in with some alcohol to clean up using my detail brush. Now of course we need to seal everything in to finish up that chrome and to stop it chipping off. So I'm going to go in with the crystal top coat. This is an old bottle. I highly recommend having a separate top coat for your chromes and your glitters, things like the platinum flakes, because you do sometimes pick up teeny tiny amounts of either the chromes or the glitters, and then if you go to top coat a solid color nail, you will see some shimmery sparkle. So what I normally do is once I get to a bottle of top coat that's roughly 3/4 empty, I end up saving that one for my chromes and my nail art. That way I don't have to stress too much about contaminating it. So we're going to top coat all of these nails. I did do my thumb separately, and then I'm going to pop this in to cure for 60 seconds, and this is the finished look. I absolutely loved them, but do let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, all of the products I've used are listed in the description box below, but if there's anything I've missed, pop me a comment and I shall be happy to help. We're going to finish off today with the Fresh Rose cuticle oil. I'm setting myself a goal for 2026 to make sure I use my cuticle oil daily, because I am terrible at remembering it daily. But I'm going to go in, and I really love how this one leaves the skin as well as the nails and everything feeling so soft and nourished, especially where it's been quite chilly at the moment. So yeah, this was the finished set. If you did enjoy today's video, please do give it a thumbs up, hit that subscription button if you haven't already. Another goal for this year is I would love to get the Kiki London channel to 10,000 subscribers. So if you're watching but you're not already subscribed, help me achieve that goal and let's get the Kiki channel to 10,000. Once again, thank you all so much for watching. I hope 2026 is amazing for all of you. Lots of love. Take care. Bye bye.